Hey there, warm welcome to my channel. I'm behind the camera. I'm talking about budget, but not my budget because my budget hasn't really changed that much, so I don't want to bore you with the same video over and over and over again. But you know what? This one is is close to my heart. There's this word, I don't know whether you have seen it, inflation. But in my layman's understanding of inflation, it just simply means that at some point we're buying a certain commodity at this price, say for example, maybe $10, and now after some period we're buying this same commodity at a very higher price. For instance, if you are in Botswana, at some point we're buying 2-liter cooking oil at around about $30, not USD, but BW at around about $30. This is equivalent more or less 3 USD. Yeah, but now, ladies and gentlemen, the same 2-liter bottle, we are buying it at, you'll be fortunate if you go into the shops and find it at $60, because now it ranges from 60 to even $90, which is around about roughly 6 to 9 US dollars. Yeah, but the most painful thing is that the salary for most of the people has remained the same, as stagnant. So this now here calls for two things when it comes to your budget and for your budget to work for you. Yeah, so there's what is called motivation. Just bear with me, don't switch off, just bear with me. So we have motivation, yeah, and then we have what is called discipline. You know, motivation is that which at the end of the month makes you to actually budget nicely and then you keep that for a week, and then after a week you have forgotten about the budget. Yeah, and then you have discipline. If you're disciplined, discipline will take you through the last 3 weeks of the month. It will make you adhere to your budget. Yeah, so motivation will take you from point A to B in your budget, and discipline will take you from C to Z. So ultimately, we need motivation. We also need discipline when it comes to budgeting, because you know what, the fixed expenses are just too high for us not to be disciplined. Now, here is the case. If you've watched my budgeting videos, what I'm a proponent of the 50-20-30 rule, where when you get your salary, 50% goes to your if in case you haven't watched my videos, let me just write here. 50% goes to your fixed expenses, 20% goes to your variable expenses, and then 30% goes to your savings. Yeah, just me thinking aloud. The times are hard and you need to think outside the box. The savings it's just me thinking. You can go ahead and break this further such that you don't just lump it to savings. You can say 15% goes to, let me just write it here, 15% you save, and then 15% you invest. This is just me thinking. Yeah. Okay, so what is currently happening because of inflation? We majority no longer have a life here. I mean, if I just, in case you haven't watched my video, the variable expenses are things like the gym membership, eating out, buying clothes, for ladies, your hair, your manicure, pedicure, those are variable expenses. And your fixed expenses will be things like food, transport, rentals, and loans. Those are fixed expenses that you need to service on a monthly basis. So what is currently happening because of the increase of prices? and the stagnant of the salary, we end up using this 50% plus this 20%, and sometimes we even take from the savings, such that at the end of the month you have used, instead of using 50% or 70%, you have actually used 90% of your salary for fixed expenses. And the reality of the matter is, you have people that are even using more than 100% of their salary on fixed expenses. And I'll explain how this happens. So hopefully we are still together, and if you're finding this video to be of value, please hit that like button. I'll really appreciate it. And if you have not subscribed, please subscribe. I'll appreciate it. And by the way, you can share this video. It's allowed. It helps me to grow, and it helps the channel to grow as well. So now we're going back to this way. I said that you can find in some cases where we are now using more than 100% for the fixed expenses. This is a classic example. Yeah, say let's call this guy John. Yeah, John earns 7,000 pula, roughly this is 700 USD. Yeah, so the expenses of John before the prices were increased include John had a loan. He had a loan, took a loan, so the loan that he was servicing. And then John stays, works in a city, and accommodations in cities is expensive. So we have rent for John, and then John needs to travel from and to work. That is transport. Yeah, and probably John has kids that are going to school, and they also need transport. Yeah. And then we have John was not as disciplined when it comes to money, and so he went into a furniture shop and got some furniture using the hire purchase method. So that is an expense that he's servicing every month, and we'll put it down here because it has to be serviced. Yeah. And then John and the family have got to eat. So we have food here. So let's do the maths. Remember, John is earning 7,000. So the loan that he took from the bank, every month he has to pay 2,000. The rentals are expensive in the city, 2,000. Remember, he has kids, so a bachelor pad won't cut for him. And then transport, he's using transport, and also he has to transport kids to school. And that is 1.5. And then hire purchase, John was not as disciplined, so he pays 1.2. And then we have food. John is a family man, so that's 1.5 every month for food. So if we do the maths, I'm hoping that the maths won't run away from me. Okay, so we have 12 here, 1 here, so it's 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, so you can see that at the end of each and every month, so John is over budget by 1.2. Yeah, and where does he get this money? Yeah, that's a good question. Where does he get this money? As a lot of people are doing. So John, each and every month, goes to there's a lady who has a stock file, and John will get, he doesn't even get 1.2, he will get 2,000 just for him to survive. And this becomes a cycle. You are living way above your means. John is living way above his means, and instead of rectifying the situation, it's creating more and more problems. So if you're watching, I think the question that is in your mind is, if you find yourself in this situation, how can you get out? The reality of the matter is, it is difficult. It is difficult, but not impossible. If you are a believer, you know that there's a Bible text that says there's nothing impossible with God. With God, all things are possible. But that is not to say that God allows us to sometimes go scot-free of our own misdoings. Sometimes we go through the process for us to learn, yeah. So it's difficult, but not impossible. If you find yourself in this situation, your situation might be because situations are unique, but if it's more or less the same here, first thing what I can do is it's allowed to renegotiate your payment loan. If I'm wrong, please just write in the comment section. But as far as I know, you can renegotiate your payment loan if the situation is tough. And then the other thing is the rentals. Remember, I spoke that John has kids, more like he's a family man. The beauty about our African culture is that we still have extended family members. If you're staying in the city and it's hard, kids can be sent to the grandmothers in the villages. But that is not to say that you send them there and forget. No, you send them there knowing that every month at least you supplement the food, because the food is also expensive in the village. So if John sends his kids to the village, he can downsize. Better be in the eyes of other people, be a fool, but in a foolishness there's wisdom. You downsize from a bigger house to a bachelor pad where you can pay more 1.5. That's 500 save, and that 500 will be the money that you're sending home. So essentially what we're saying here, you have downsized, but you'll be sending that 500 home for food, right? And then when it comes to transport, because John here was paying for the kids' transport and his transport as well. John, if the kids are no longer staying with you, so what you can do is you cut this, because essentially when you're using a public transport in a month, 400 should be good enough. So from 400 you are left with hopefully my mess 1.1. So you have 1.1 that you are setting aside. And then hire purchase, this one I know it's good for financial shops, but we, by all means, there's lay-by and there's cash. So if it's higher purchase, it's good for them, but it's bad for you. So I don't know whether John can negotiate here. If you know whether he can negotiate, please share in the comment section so that we help each other, because you know what, a lot of people are in this predicament. And then when it comes to food, if you're staying alone, there's what is called now in many shops a combo, where you have rice, you have maize meal, you have cooking oil, and you buy those at 250 from 1.5. So if you are alone and you really you want to be disciplined and you want to save for you to get out of this mess, 500, not 500, but maybe 600 is good to go here. So here you are releasing 900. So essentially you have 1.1 plus 900, you have released 2,000 from John's salary. So it's going to take time for him to recover fully, but at least instead of living above his means every month, going in debt with 1.2, you'll be having a plus at 2,000, not a negative in your salary. Yes. So now if we have this 2,000 floating, John can now start, because he's now disciplined, get into the habit of saving and investing. Remember, if you're not saving, if he doesn't save, if he doesn't invest, it means that when times come now for him to start paying tuition for the kids, is going back to this red race where you'll be going to cash loans to get money, which is not supposed to be the case in the first place. I hope you're finding it a little bit, you're getting something, as I'm also getting something. And if you're getting something, please leave a comment in the comment section and give the video a thumbs up. So lastly, the other way of trying to really make sure that you have enough money at the end of the month is actually doing side hustles. And I think I do have a video on side hustles. Not too sure about that one, but side hustle, I do. I have a video on side hustle that includes online teaching English online and actually transcribing. Those are some of the things that you can do. Okay, those are online based, but you also have the things that you can do here. Like brick molding. If you're a guy and you're fit, brick molding is one of the areas that you can really tap into. For the meantime, it's a process, it's a stage, it's a chapter that you need to, by all means, use whatever you have to rectify it. Yeah. And if it's for the ladies, babysitting, washing clothes. Sometimes remember the verse that I just said, in the eyes of people, look like a fool, but in a foolishness there's wisdom. Yeah, because you know that you want to clear your books. Otherwise, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching, and remember to give the video a thumbs up. And if you have not subscribed, please remember to subscribe as well. I'll see you in my next video. God bless you abundantly above all that you can ever ask or imagine. Thank you.